Guys, I know what we're gonna have to do.
What do we have to do?
We're gonna have to steal the Declaration of Independence.
What?
Hey, what is up, everybody? We are here in Philadelphia with Bryce and Daylynn.
Hey.
We're going to be checking out Independence Hall and the Independence Hall complex. So that'll include the original President's House, which we're going to be coming up to in a second. We're walking all around Philly, and there's going to be a bonus behind-the-scenes vlog coming in a couple of weeks, so definitely check that out. But yeah, we're going to be seeing, I've seen the Liberty Bell before. I know I have, but I've never been inside Independence Hall,
okay.
And I'm really excited.
I don't know.
Bruh, you've never seen either?
No.
Did you ever see the picture where they're signing it?
Yeah.
So the thought right now in my head, and I am so excited, that we are going to be where that picture was portraying is so freaking cool to me.
Cool.
So like where they signed it. So it takes a little bit of effort, honestly. It took, you either have to schedule a month out or the day before if you want to get tickets to the tour. You are able to walk in between, I believe it's 8 and 10 a.m., but we didn't want to get here that early. It was an hour-and-a-half drive.
Yeah.
It was like, no. So we have tickets for 11:20 a.m. That we're going to be going into Independence Hall, and they're going to show us around the first floor. There's a 40-minute tour that goes to the first and second floor. They were sold out for today, but that's fine. Well, what's on the second floor? Like a pen or something, you know? Like, I'm sure it's probably cool, so definitely check that out if you want to. But there's so much to see just in the entire area, so that's why this video is dedicated to the entire complex, because there's a lot there. So I'm excited to see the Liberty Bell again, because we haven't seen that for 20 years? I haven't seen it for 20 years. I think I was like 11 or 12.
Ever.
All right.
I saw it once.
You saw it once? She saw it once.
What?
She saw it once.
I saw it once.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah,
Why
she
you
saw it
blocking
once.
my
Because I've never seen it before. You know, I need everybody to know.
Everybody
This
does
is
need
this
to
is the
know.
king of Philly. Okay, he's been here
Like
4 times. Oh.
Never seen
Well, this is the fourth.
Liberty Bell, though.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that. So we're gonna head over and check everything out, and it's gonna be fantastic, right, guys?
Yeah.
You guys excited?
I'm excited.
We're gonna survive this day, I'm telling you. All right, so here we are. This is where the original President's House was before there was a White House, and this was the capital of the country. This is where it was. So you can see there's a door frame and some windows because the building's not here anymore. Isn't this cool though?
This is really cool.
They like really set it up as if it was still here. I wonder how much they redid the floor and the stonework. I'm sure it's not super original, but oh, let's go in. This is so cool. Oh my gosh.
Just like that.
Wow.
When I was 22, I never will forget it.
This is really neat.
Mrs. Washington told me she was giving me to her granddaughter, Elizabeth.
So this is the depiction of when Benjamin Franklin died, and everybody sort of mourning him and them putting the casket through this area. It's really, really incredible to see. This tells the story of the executive branch.
A little bit of history.
Yeah.
President Obama and Michelle.
Obama.
Obama, yeah.
There he is. There he is.
There he is. A very young Obama.
And Michelle. Too bad Jennifer Aniston's not there, right, guys?
back in
Because they're dating?
back in 09.
Wow. 2009? That's crazy. He's all white now.
I was
like
6.
Like his hair. His hair is so white. It's just so cool to think this is where the doorway was, and you could see out the windows. And like, what was it back then? You know,
Right.
It was a bunch of like crusty old houses.
Probably.
And this was the exec house. You know.
Yeah.
What do you think's over here? I see they have like, oh, the original foundation. That's so cool.
That's really cool.
What do you think that is on that white box? Is on it?
I don't know. Try and zoom in on it. I never knew the foundation was
Patch of
here.
grass just growing there. Wow, and all the footprints. I wonder how long it's been since somebody's actually.
Oh, I'm sure they go down somewhat regularly
Probably.
to dust it.
It's like, right.
got a really good picture of it.
Those are Timberlands. No, you didn't. What's it
I
say?
did. NPS, Indie, CRM. Cream.
Oh, maybe it was a coffee order.
For the Liberty Bell.
Yo, Liberty Bell wants a coffee. Yeah, is that grass or is that moss?
It's probably moss.
It's looking pretty moss.
Looking pretty
moss.
No moss. Wow. Fireplace. Ooh, and a TV that's not destroyed. Washington's death and a renewed hope for freedom. So right now, this is the steward's room. It actually shows you where we are in the actual house and complex, which is really, really cool. Huh.
I didn't disagree with you.
Those were big pigeons. Those were like 300-pound pigeons.
You guys just missed them.
Nah, they saw. So I don't know if you noticed this, but they tell you like where we are right now in the actual facility,
okay.
Which is pretty cool. So this was the entranceway, and this is where we were just at. And now this is like, what is it, the state dining room. So it's weird to think that like we're right here, they had state dinners, and discussed matters of state.
And George Washington was probably standing right here at one point.
I think he was probably standing right there where Day is, but
Maybe.
why would you stand away from the fireplace like that? That's crazy.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It is Pennsylvania.
You know what they say? Dingo's right. And then right when you get to the other side of this, there's Independence Hall. Isn't that cool?
That's very cool.
So we're gonna go into the to see the Liberty Bell here in a second, but man, it's a beautiful day. We couldn't have asked for a better day. I hope it's like this for DC.
Yeah. It's a little windy at times, but
That feels good. Get out of here. Beat it.
All right.
So this is really cool. There's some quotes from Maya Angelou and many other famous writers. The wood is really... You don't know Maya Angelou?
No.
Bruh.
I don't read.
You know LeBron James, though. That's crazy. That's a crazy statement to me. How does this affect LeBron James? Okay, put that down in the comment section, please, everybody. Let's banish this guy back to the Stone Age. I don't know what this wood is from. I don't know if it's just warped naturally or if there's like actually something happening here. It's interesting though. This is a really big historic area. I never knew it was this large. You know what, guys? Crazy thought. Let's go see the Liberty Bell.
That's a crazy thought.
Crazy. I think we got to take our belts off and everything. So. Look at this.
The bell rang for Washington's birthday, and the original crack reappeared in Langton. Interesting.
It zigged and zagged. That's what you don't want to see with a bell. This is all the iterations and big things that happened to the bell. This carefully designed building follows earlier efforts to protect, preserve, and display the Liberty Bell. Wow. Dude, this is why the bell cracked. Look at that crazy guy. Listen to this bell.
Ring it really hard.
Yeah, dude. They need to just chill. Demented? Yeah, I hear you. Look at that coat. It looks like a ghost. Dude, it's messing up on my camera. It looks so weird. Look at that. You see?
Oh.
It's like...
Maybe it is a ghost.
It's a seismograph. National Treasure definitely brought me to like this point of loving history. And so it's really cool to be here. And there's going to be a lot of National Treasure references in this video. I'm telling you right now. I wanted to get a $100 bill so I could like get a water bottle and hold it up and go, oh, look at the time, guys. This is the time back before daylight savings. So this is cool. This is Martin Luther King Jr. and Dr. Emmanuel Wright. Wow. So this is like an old piggy bank. This is a whole bunch of stuff that had the original Liberty Bell and Independence Hall on it. That's a fan. Those are like pewter. Wow. Dude, that plate is amazing. I would love that in my house. Oh my gosh. So they moved the Liberty Bell all over the country to celebrate, what it meant. And they even didn't want it to go to San Francisco, and the school children exercised their right to petition government, which is really, really cool to see that, especially in the early 1900s. crazy that the Liberty Bell has like connections to space. That's wild to me. Look at this chair. Oh, even a wind chime. Oh, that's a really cool lamp. Oh my goodness. Wow. I never knew that the Dalai Lama ever saw the Liberty Bell. That's crazy. He's saying peace, and he's like the epitome of peace. Isn't that funny?
That's ironic.
Or he's the epitome.
Should I put that?
Sure, you know. Do you want peace? Or do you want war? Nelson Mandela. Didn't he die in prison?
We actually were just talking about that.
Were you?
Yeah, the Mandela effect.
Yeah, no, it's vanilla effect. Dude, you got the word wrong. It changed over time. It's always been vanilla. This is in 1975 and 2001. Before the Bell was moved to its new homes, they did X-rays to show the flaws. Isn't that cool? It's crazy that they had X-rays in 1975.
Hidden
Look at that. Look at that crack. So this shows that you can help preserve the bell, so you don't touch the actual bell. They have this casting of the bell's famous inscription that you can touch. Isn't that cool? Wow. So that's what it would feel like. All right, here it is. It's a lot smaller than I thought. That's crazy. I thought it was a lot bigger. Man, that is so cool. You can see the crack that's right there. Wow. That's really cool. Look at the wood, too. I'm surprised how preserved the wood is. Oh, it's got its temperature right on there as well. Wow. Yeah, you can get a good view of it from this side, too. Oh my gosh. So impressive. This is also really, really bright. Oh my goodness, but there's Independence Hall. Jeez, the detail. Oh man, this is so cool. This entire area. Oh, here's the exit. Listen, you never know what it's going to be.
I know the biggest Wawa is in Philly. It might be that. Yeah.
Do you think they cry there?
We should go.
Right, because Wawa.
We should go.
We should go.
You want to go right now?
Yeah.
Get a coffee?
No, we should. Well,
We should go where?
don't we have our tour?
Oh yeah,
11:20.
11:20. We should probably get there now. I agree. Come on,
We
Bryce.
should go to the Wawa though.
Later. That's a separate video. It's crazy that they're driving on this road, like this ancient road. And they're allowed to, I know. It's wild to me. It sounds, horses used to go here, and now there's freaking cars. Dude, it feels so disrespectful. Oh, there it is.
Predict this.
Well, how could he? He's dead.
Well, yeah.
Hey, so this is actually really helpful. So this is Old City Hall right here. Then there's, of course, Independence Hall. And then this is where Congress met, right there in that building. So, wild. Just speeding across, you know? Like 30 horses speed. That's wild.
I remember it said Legend.
Oh, that's cool.
So it is the world's biggest.
Oh,
We
nice.
gotta go.
Okay.
This is really, really cool. Oh my gosh. Just look how old this is, Daylynn. And Bryce.
Thanks.
Listen, you've been yapping about the world's largest Wawa for the last 10 minutes.
Right down the street.
Yeah, is it? That's
Obviously
Yes,
more
it is.
important than
No, I don't.
City Hall.
Yes.
Yeah, who cares for the Declaration of Independence that even made Wawa possible?
Exactly.
Bruh. Guys, we are here at Independence Hall. Isn't that cool?
that's awesome.
We got through the second security of the day, you know? So it's almost our turn, and right in there is where they signed it. I can see in the window. Isn't that cool? That's the room where it happened.
That's
You know,
insane.
right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I wonder if like.
Is it actually
all
the room?
Yes.
How do you know?
I'm not talking to him anymore.
I wonder if like all the like curtains and stuff are replicas of what they had.
That's a good question to ask. I'm guessing they're replicas because I can't imagine the
imagine
moth
they're the same.
wouldn't have like
Oh, yeah.
eaten that up.
Sure.
Like they probably love 1800s linens. They're like, it's like a prime rib, dude.
Prime rib.
It's prime rib for those
All
moths,
those pesticides in it.
dude. Yeah, they're drenched. Wait, Daylynn,
Dingo.
That was before there was daylight savings time.
We may find the specific time.
What do you see?
2:22.
What time is it now? Almost 3. I missed it.
No, we didn't. We didn't miss it because... But you don't know this? I know something about history that you don't know.
I'd be very excited to learn about it, Riley.
Oh, hold on one second. I'm just taking this moment. This is cool. Is this how you feel all the time? Because, you know, except for now, of course.
Riley!
All right. What I know is that daylight savings wasn't established until World War I. If it's 3 p.m. now, okay, that means in 1776, it would be 2 p.m.
Riley, you're a genius.
Yeah. Do you actually know who the first person to suggest daylight savings was?
Benjamin
Franklin.
Franklin.
Come on, Bryce. You already said you didn't understand it. Get out of here. That's crazy. I wish I had a $100 bill. Really, that would have been great. Oh, we're doing it. Bryce, we're doing it. This is crazy.
Right under the arch to the left onto the carpet.
Wow. Bro. Isn't this cool? This is awesome.
All right, folks. Again, my name is Ranger Jules, and I'd like to welcome you to the Pennsylvania State House. Now, that is a different name for this building than I used a couple of minutes ago outside, because we are now jumping back in time to long before independence, the year 1732. Now, do I look innocent or guilty standing here? What do you think?
Guilty.
So we want to assume innocent until proven guilty, right? Just
Nope.
Back then, just like today, it looks pretty bad. Looks pretty guilty. That's why we don't have these in our courtrooms today. But the rest of the courtroom might look familiar to you. Whether you've been in court or just seen one on TV, you have the judge's bench, the lawyer's table, desks for the clerks, the witness stand. What about these brown boxes here? What are they for? The jurors, a jury of my peers. Now, in the 1700s, that usually would not include women, but it would be a group of men from the local area who hopefully could judge me a little better than somebody from far away who doesn't know what life is like here in the city. And if you take a look behind you, you might notice there's something missing from that wall. There are no doors. These trials were all open to the public originally. You could have hundreds of people crowded in here watching. Kind of a form of entertainment when you don't have internet or TV, but also a way to make sure that things were transparent and fair, hopefully. But those things were all taken away during the American Revolution. As punishment for those protests, the British government came in and said, we're changing all that up, sending your trials far away where you won't have a jury of your peers, you won't be able to send witnesses, and you won't be able to see what's going on. And it's those things that really make the colonists upset and lead to that Declaration of Independence. Now, in a moment, we will be crossing the hall to see where that happens, but before we do, I want to take a moment to talk about the building itself and these rooms, what we're looking at, what is original and what is not. So I mentioned outside that the building itself is original. It's almost 300 years old. And it's really been used non-stop since it was built. What that means is most of the original furniture and things from those early days has not survived overall. But the National Park Service has restored the rooms to show you what it would have looked like in the 1700s. Either using antiques, like you see on the table here, so real old things, just not necessarily from this building, or in a couple of cases, we do have some reproductions or copies, like the prisoner's dog. That's why I'm allowed to touch it. But there is at least one original thing in each room which really was here and present in the 1700s. In this room, it's a painting on the wall. Anybody recognize that symbol up there, or know what it might represent? No, it's a little hard to see. It has the words virtue, liberty, and independence, 2 horses surrounding a ship, plow and wheat representing bounty and commerce. That thing at the top is supposed to be an eagle, even though it looks a bit like a dinosaur to me, but it's better than I could have done. Do you know what that is? That is the seal of Pennsylvania that you will still find on our state flag today. It comes from the old colonial seal. But that is the original painting that was placed up there after the Revolution. Because what used to be up there was something that might look kind of similar, but it meant something very different. As the lion and a unicorn. Anybody recognize this symbol? Yeah, this is the coat of arms of King George III of Great Britain, who ruled over the colonies up until independence. This used to be up on the wall, but it was made of wood. What do you think might have happened to it on the day the Declaration of Independence was read out for the first time?
Burned.
Taken into the street to be burned.
Bruh.
This symbol of the king no longer represented the newly independent Americans, so we destroyed it. Soon afterwards, it was replaced with that seal of Pennsylvania that we still have up there today. Happy to have that original piece. There is another original object in the next room. It's the big chair. I don't want to ruin the story. I'll tell you more about that at the very end of the tour. Before we head over there, does anybody have questions for me here in this room? All right, when you are ready, please turn around and head on into the next room. As you enter, please move to either side, left or right. All right, folks, welcome to the assembly room, or as I like to call it, the room where it happens. This is where the Declaration of Independence happens. This is where the United States Constitution happens. That means it really is the birthplace of the United States. So in 1775, the Second Continental Congress, the representatives of all 13 American colonies, they arrive here in this room. And by the time they do, war has already broken out. So now they have to deal with that, the Revolutionary War. That means one of the first things the Congress does here is appoint George Washington as Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army and send him up to Boston to fight. But you might recognize a few of the other men in the room at the time. Now, we don't know exactly where everybody sat because they just didn't write that kind of thing down, but it might have been from north to south, since that's how they voted. That's how we have the table set up today. In that case, you would have Mr. John Adams from Massachusetts in the corner here. In the center, Dr. Benjamin Franklin from Pennsylvania. Next to him, Mr. Thomas Jefferson from Virginia. And by 1776, the President of Congress is John Hancock. Their first topic of discussion is definitely not independence. That's pretty extreme. But then the king declares the colonies in rebellion. They start seriously considering separation, and finally on July 2nd, 1776, they take a vote. Will the United Colonies become free and independent states? The vote passes. That means this is now the United States, a brand new country. John Adams writes July 2nd will be celebrated with bonfires and illuminations and parades from one end of the continent to the other forever. What day is Independence Day in the United States? What day is it? The 4th. Yeah, exactly. So Independence Day is celebrated on the 4th, but independence actually happens on the 2nd. What's the deal with that? It would make sense if that's the 4th was the day they signed the Declaration of Independence, right? We hear that one quite a lot. Which makes sense, but it's not true. That's an American myth. The signing happens a month later, on August 2nd, which is when 50 of the 56 signers come to this room and put their names on the handwritten version of the Declaration of Independence. That's what we call the engrossed or ceremonial copy that's down in Washington, D.C. today. July 4th is actually the day the Declaration was adopted, which is kind of a nice way to say they finally stopped arguing about it and sent it to the printer. They had spent 2.5 days debating that draft that Thomas Jefferson and the Committee of Five had presented to them. They cut out about half of it. Finally, it's July 4th, and they say, we need to be done with this. They put the date on it, send it down the street to Mr. Dunlap, the printer, who prints it with that date. That's what everybody sees, and that's what everybody remembers. That's why we celebrate the 4th and not the 2nd. Now, this is what that first Declaration of Independence looks like. If you haven't seen it for yourself, you can do that after this tour in the Great Essentials exhibit next door. But you'll notice that it is printed, not handwritten or signed, not yet. In fact, it only has 2 names on it at all. John Hancock, President of Congress, that makes sense, and Charles Thompson. Has anybody here ever heard of Charles Thompson? He was the Secretary of Congress, so he would be at the table in the corner there. Pretty interesting guy, Mr. Thompson, and pretty important if his name is on the first Declaration of Independence, right? But we don't talk about Charles Thompson in our history classes. I don't know why. I just think it's interesting how in history we kind of pick and choose who gets remembered. But something to remember about this document is that what Congress was doing here in this room was illegal. Declaring separation from the crown, that's treason. What's the punishment for treason? Death by hanging. So those who attached their names to this document were in fact risking their lives, and they were well aware of that. 6 months later, their names would be published alongside the text for all the world to see. But the war continues, none of the signers are executed, and the Americans win the war, right? Otherwise, this would be a very different tour. But it's not at all the end of the story, because now Congress has to govern this brand new independent nation, and there's no longer a war to unite everyone around. And it turns out, this is a pretty hard job. The states do not want to get along. In fact, each state is acting more like its own country, with its own form of money and its own army, and of course, none of the states want to pay taxes, not even to pay the soldiers who fought in the war. It's a huge problem. After 10 years of this, the country was literally falling apart. If they didn't do something about it soon, there wouldn't be a United States much longer. So, once again, the states send representatives here to Philadelphia, the same room where the Declaration of Independence was debated and signed. These men arrived in May of 1787. They closed the doors and shut the windows. This is all to be done in secrecy. They quickly decide that in order to save the nation, they must create a brand new system of government. But what that system will look like, that's what they'll spend the next 4 months here figuring out. Now, you might recognize a few of these men as well. One of them was George Washington, elected president of this Constitutional Convention, as it came to be known, and that chair is the original one where he sat. You also have Benjamin Franklin, once again, as well as Alexander Hamilton from New York, James Madison from Virginia. Mr. Madison is the reason why we know so much about what happens here in this room. He takes very detailed notes, which are later published. And from those notes, we know the delegates argue and argue and argue non-stop. Just like the states, they just can't seem to get along. In fact, things get so heated in here that after a couple of weeks, the delegation from New York here, they just walk out and discuss. And the delegation from Rhode Island, they never even show up. Finally, they take a break for the 4th of July holiday, and when they return, Mr. Roger Sherman and the delegation from Connecticut have a proposal. You see, one of the things they've been arguing about the most was how many votes should each state get. The small states want one thing, the big states want another thing, and they just can't agree. So Mr. Sherman says, let's compromise. Let's combine these ideas. We'll have a Congress with 2 chambers. One of them will make the small states happy, and one of them will make the big states happy. Does that sound familiar to anyone? That is the Great Compromise, also called the Connecticut Compromise, that you will find in the United States Constitution, which finally, by the end of those 4 months, the delegates had come together to write, signing here in September of 1787. Now, this is the same Constitution that we use today with just a few changes, because when the signers put their names on this page in this room, they admitted that the Constitution wasn't perfect. In fact, really nobody was very happy with it, but as long as everybody was equally unhappy with it, they were willing to move forward. But importantly, they knew they had included a way to change it in the future, the amendment process. That's pretty important because some of the first things that I think of when I think of the Constitution are things like freedom of speech or freedom of religion. But you won't find anything about those here in this original text. Those were added a few years later, next door in Congress Hall, the other building you can visit today, as part of the first 10 amendments, also known as the Bill of Rights. And something else to remember here are those words, those beautiful words, we the people of the United States. And we'll share where George Washington sat during the Constitutional Convention. At the top of the chair is a symbol of a sun carved in wood. This is a replica, so you can see it a little better. During the Constitutional Convention, Dr. Benjamin Franklin said that he would often look at this chair where Washington was sitting and wonder, was this image supposed to represent a rising or a setting sun? Was this the beginning, or was this the end of the United States? With all the arguments and contention, Dr. Franklin was not at all sure which way it was going to go. It could easily have gone either way. But by the end of the convention, as the founders came together to compromise and create that Constitution that we still use today, Dr. Franklin said he did have the happiness to know this was in fact a rising sun. He also expressed that despite the imperfections he saw in the Constitution, which he admitted as he signed it, he did in fact believe it would create a good government as long as it was supported by good people.
Hey, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that Nicolas Cage opened up Benjamin Franklin's glasses like right here in the movie. And if he did, that's so cool. Oh my gosh.
Here, help me.
What?
It's just that the last time this was here, it was being signed.
Ben, there's another tour coming.
Turn it over.
Wow. This is incredible. Right?
We should go upstairs.
Next time.
What do you mean next time?
Well, they have a tour that goes up there. We just didn't get that one.
Well,
All right. So we're going to be checking out what is this, the East? East or West? Something. East, West. We're going to be checking out the West Wing. Dude. Sorry, you guys don't know that show. You're too
No, I
young.
don't.
Bruh. So we're going to be checking out that. I hope they have a gift shop around here, because, boy, I'm going to buy some stuff. Look at this. It's a print. It's a copy. However you want to phrase it. These two have me messed up over here. Oh, it's so cool. And we're not even in DC. Man, look at the paint that's been chipped off from people touching it. Crazy. People are greasy. Daylynn made a good find. This looks like original stonework here. How many horses do you think have clotted on that?
many.
What?
You know, how many horses have clotted?
Many.
Clopped. Clotted?
Clopped?
The clotted, the clot. No. They
crypt walked.
yeah, they crypt walked. They not like us, right? Wow. This is so cool. Dude, look where we are right now. This is straight crazy. We're Congress. Dude, let's do nothing for our entire terms. Yeah, dude, hey, do you got any stock options? I'd like to just trade some stocks real quick.
That is where the Declaration and Constitution were signed. This is where Congress met for 10 years, 1790 to 1800. So, New York City was the capital first for about a year, and while in New York, they had a dinner party, and they decided that Philadelphia would be the capital for 10 years, while Washington, D.C. was under construction. So, yeah, do I have any Hamilton fans in the house today? Couple? Yeah. The rumor happened.
There's my boy, Benny Franklin. Wow, look at this old fireplace. This is incredible. Oh, and by the way, these seats are really comfortable. Wow, look at that. Daylynn said that they said that the chair is the only original piece. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
It's crazy where we're standing right now.
Pristine. Like,
It
look at
does.
the leather on it. You can see some scuffing on like the bottom legs, but other than that,
Boy, the National Park Service is going to watch this video and go, no, they saw the scratches. No, you idiot. Man, look at this. It's an old water pump. Oh, man, it's all dry.
Yeah, what the heck is the water?
Dude, I'm thirsty. We're going to go over to the old City Hall. Whoa, that clock is sick. Wait. Am I misremembering this?
what?
Where did he get the brick out? Was it on top of Independence Hall? It couldn't have been. Oh yeah, because then they had the glasses, and that wasn't in. Oh my gosh, dude, this is so cool. Why do you hate Declaration of Independence? I gotta watch it tonight. I'm watching it tonight.
You gotta put all the pieces
Yeah,
together.
and then he's scraping it out. You know, he's got like a little.
We should watch
We
it.
should have a movie night.
You should watch it for sure,
We should watch it
just so
tonight.
you can stop being mingy.
No!
What bell is this? It's a Centennial Bell. Replaced the Liberty Bell in 1876.
Bruh, dude, we're in Independence Hall. You can't be doing this. Hey, you think that's an outhouse? Oh my gosh, I'm so white. Do you think that's a night house?
A night house.
And do what?
It's probably a night house. It's probably like a guard house.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving this whole state. I'm leaving right now. Jersey's not far away. There's Washington. Oh, this whole thing is so cool, man. I never realized how awesome this is.
Guys, look! Abraham Lincoln stood right here when he raised the flag on Independence Hall.
Do you know what else he stood for? our freedom.
Independence.
Oh, Bryce didn't know that. Oh, what? Dude, JFK stood right here. Oh my gosh. It doesn't matter what he was doing. He was standing here.
4th of July.
Dude, he could have been picking his nose, and that it's still so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm so impressed. Are you good?
Oh. I want to see if there was any other plaques.
Nah, there's no more plaques. Nobody else stood here.
Nobody else stood here ever.
Dude, one day there's gonna be one right next to JFK. It says MrDingoDan Vlogs. Stood here. Boy, that was disrespectful. All right, you guys ready for Old City Hall?
Yeah.
This is where stuff got done. Not like New City
Stuff
Hall.
and things.
You know, maybe. This is where the Supreme Court met. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. Look at all the seats. Oh. Man, the floors look really pristine too. Oh, look at these stairs. That's pretty cool. Just keeps going and going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. Dude, he's gone. What'd you see?
Stairs.
No way. Oh, and here's where the big gift shop is. Wow. Bruh, who is that?
It's George Washington.
No
As a
way.
finger puppet.
That's not George. How dare that is not George.
Just like
What they do to my boy George. That's crazy. He's got a broken neck with that hat. So in a past video I just did, they had a magnet that was made of wood for $10, and this one's like authentic national park, and it's $5.95. So this is much better. Daylynn, from the movie.
Yes, from the movie.
That's crazy, dude.
This is the real Declaration of Independence.
Hey, put it in your pocket.
Are you trying to steal that?
Oh,
It's $35.
for this?
Man, they have everything from hats to those things to mugs. They got everything. So there's one more thing that we wanted to see before we left the Independence Hall area, and I think it really touches on what we've talked about a lot, and it's Benjamin Franklin's grave. He's buried right over here where an old church used to be, and there's a lot of Revolutionary War and early United States not only signers but important people around, and it's gonna be really cool to see that. Oh man, here we are. This is gonna be so cool.
We made it.
Oh man, here it is. Pennies all over it. That's crazy. Well, that concludes our video all about Independence Hall and the surrounding area. I was really happy that we got to see the Liberty Bell. I thought that was really cool. I don't remember seeing it. I agree with Daylynn. I feel like I saw it when it was outside before. Yeah. But, oh man, that was so cool. And all the National Treasure references, you know, well-deserved, I think. Wonderful movie. Some of us haven't seen it, and those people are wrong. But yeah, what'd you guys think overall?
It was fun.
It was cool. It was
Had a great
really,
time.
really cool.
Yeah.
I'm very excited because I have been here before, but I really don't remember anything.
Yeah, so it's a good
And I
little
saw a
reminder.
lot of new things I haven't seen before.
Definitely, and I would for sure check out the President's House if you come out this way. There's so much to see that isn't ticketed. There's just like the one piece that is ticketed, which is, of course, Independence Hall. And I would really take that 40-minute tour if you get a chance.
Oh, yeah. Very cool.
But, I mean, honestly, just favorite part of the whole thing?
Just being in the room where they signed.
Where it happened?
Yeah, where it happened. Where it happened. You know, thinking about seeing for Washington up there and all of our founding fathers and everything. Just thinking about what it was like back then. And
Yeah. Would you guys ever come back?
Yeah.
I'd probably come back for that 40-minute tour. That way, you know, there was one and we couldn't get it. And I was like, I'm wondering what the upstairs looks like. Yeah, right? So, overall, a fantastic time. I'm going to have the links to all the websites if you wanted to come. But this is definitely something to come and check out. And I think you and the entire family could have a wonderful time. And really, for cheap, you know? It's not that expensive. It was $1 for our tickets, by the way. It was $1 for each of our tickets.
$1.
So it was $3. So
1 plus 3 is 3.
you know, I'm not a mathematician, but that math sounds right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I guess we'll have to see where we're at next time. Might be Philly.